my dear.
Turn around.
Terrified, and then I see the look in your eyes.
Turn around, bright eyes.
Every now and then I fall apart.
Turn around, bright eyes.
Every now and then I get a little bit restless and I dream of something wild.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit helpless and I'm lying like a child in your arms.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit angry and I know I've got to get out and cry.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, but then I see the look in your eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. Every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight. And I need you more than ever. And if you only hold me tight, we'll be holding on forever. And we'll only be making it right. 'Cause we'll never be wrong together. We can take it to the end of the line. The love is like a shadow on me all of the time. I don't know what to do and I'm always in the dark. We're living in a powder keg and giving off balls. I really need you tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Upon a time I was falling in love, but now I'm only falling apart. There's nothing I can do, a total eclipse of the heart. Once upon a time there was light in my life, but now there's only love in the dark. Nothing I can say, a total eclipse of the heart. Every now and then I know you'll never be the boy who always wanted to be.
Turn around.
Every now and then I know you'll always be the only boy who wanted me the way that I am. Every now and then I know there's no one in the universe as magical and wonders as you. Every now and then I know there's nothing any better. There's nothing that I just wouldn't do. Every now and then I fall apart. Every now and then I fall apart.
King David, he was a black man. King Solomon, he was a black man. King Moses, he was a black man. From Africa, yeah. And just.
Two. Hello, 1, 2. My name is Piers Thompson. I'm from the Sweeney and we ain't had our lunch yet. I did have a boiled egg. In fact, if you must know, I'll tell you on the show. Is that enough, Greggs? That was nice. The bass is just about right, though. I wish I could roll my R's. I'd feel really great. Perhaps I could get a tutorial from you, Craigsy.
This is Isis. And I did not have breakfast. I have no one to make breakfast for me.
Choo-choo. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there it is. It's coming again. Yeah, weird. All right, I'm on. I need a bit more bass on my jobby. I'm going to take the top off me a little tiny bit and push the mids like Isis. My inflections / frequencies are very similar to Isis's, so I need to just separate us a bit. I'm going to make me a bit more bassy than you. Oh, that's why I can't.
Yeah, I've come to talk about dead people in a field.
Yay.
I'm also here to talk about Afro-Gaelic music. I'm here to talk about Farage, UK Farage, and I'm here to talk about steam coal.
And Anne Widdicombe died today, so
Oh,
we've had quite a few
R.I.P.
deaths actually. In fact, all women.
Yes, yeah, true.
Interestingly.
Bolly Tyler. Who was the other one that you said from Good Life? What's her name, wasn't it?
Felicity Kendall, but I'm not sure.
No, it wasn't. It was Penelope Keith, the posh one
yeah,
out
the
of
posh
the couples.
One,
Yeah,
that was it. You fancied Felicity Kendall.
Oh, yeah,
She was a cute little one.
she
wasn't
was so cute.
Yeah.
So cute. Yeah, man. Yeah, and I'm not alone. I'm not alone, literally. If you Google Felicity Kendall 1980 or something, you'll see she was absolutely
pin-up.
top pin-up. Yeah, man. Defo. Bro, all right. I think we're nearly ready. If you guys are happy, then I am happy. Everybody happy?
I think happy would be overstated, but anyway.
What are you not happy with?
Are you ready to roll, or is that too
I
late?
am. No, I'm definitely ready to roll. Definitely ready to roll. Oh wow, we've got literally 10 seconds to go, and we're nearly there. Fucking super. Okay, yeah, we all good?
Yeah.
I love Portobello Radio.
PortobelloRadio.com. Tune in when you get a chance.
Yes, and now is your chance. You're listening to the Portobello Radio Show every Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. from the Muse Gallery with me, Piers Thompson.
And me, Isis.
Oh, hi Isis and Greg. We're here at the top table. Love it.
It's the
The
old
terrible
team.
trio
Yeah.
back
Team
together
back.
again.
And how lucky are we?
It's been a while. We'll talk about what everyone's been up to.
Yeah.
We've got great guests coming in. We've got Joanna, who's the chair of the Kensal Green Cemetery Friends, or whatever they're called.
Okay.
They've got an app so you can wander around the cemetery and find out who that dead person with the fantastic weeping angel is.
Oh, how wonderful. I love
At
this.
4:45, we've got Daniela Armand,
Oh,
who's
yay.
here to converse, I think, with you, Isis.
Yeah, I mean, all
About
of us.
your
I would
pet
hope-
horrors.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're just going to talk about some national news, shall we say.
Yeah,
We're getting out of
interesting.
the hyperlocal,
Apparently.
moving.
But remember, our local is global, mate.
Yeah.
Well,
Always.
there is
According
that.
to Colin Prescott.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
All
he
right,
says
all right.
that. That's the quote. Our
No,
local
Notting
explorer.
Hill is the beating heart of the world.
There you go. And if I was to bore you with shite about my ley lines, I'll tell you exactly why that is the
Yeah,
case.
we may have room in the show for that because our
Who
first
knows?
guest is at 4:30.
Oh, yeah.
At 5 we got Greg Kofi Brown.
Yay, another Greg.
The other Greg's here.
Yeah, man.
He is doing an Afro-Gaelic sound gig at the Irish Cultural Centre, and he's come to tell us what that means.
Lovely. That's in
And-
Hammersmith, yeah?
Yeah, and at 5:30 we've got one of our collaborators from the Trellick Tower 54 Festival,
Oh, yeah.
which we'll definitely talk about in a minute.
Tell you about
Steam
that, yeah.
Co's Nick Corsten,
Oh,
who's
yeah.
turning up with disco DJs, a green screen, rockets that go over the tower.
Nice.
It's
going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. Hang around with that man and you'll surely be damaged in one way or another.
We've been playing World Cup songs. Unfortunately, Wales didn't make the World Cup.
They didn't.
They did lose one of their greatest
Oh.
people.
You know that. You know that.
Bonnie Tyler died.
No,
This
R.I.P.
week.
Bonnie. She brought us so much entertainment. Yeah, man.
She was she was hilarious
Total
as well.
eclipse of the heart.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're all on some gossip website that served up some extraordinary bon mot of hers.
Bono.
Yeah. Anyway, she also, I think, this song which I'm about to play is the song that's been used most often in the panto because it's perfect for everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all the years have gone by. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified and then I see the look in your eyes. Turn around. I dream of something wise. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit helpless and I'm lying like a child in your arms. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit angry and I know I've got to get out and cry. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, but then I see the look in your eyes. I can do a total eclipse of the heart. Once upon a time there was light in my life, but now there's only love in the dark. Nothing I can say, a total eclipse of the heart. only falling apart. Nothing I can do, a total eclipse of the heart. Once upon a time there was light in my life, but now there's only love in the dark. Nothing I can say, a total eclipse of the heart. A total eclipse of the heart. A total eclipse of the heart. Turn around, bright eyes. Turn around, bright eyes. Turn around.
Yeah, that is Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Yeah, she was a great pop star. I wonder where Welsh heroes go. What's their kind of Valhalla?
Oh, I don't know. Probably to the hills or something. Anyway,
Can Isis say something?
1, 2. Hills and valleys. That's where they go, to the valleys.
To the valleys.
Oh,
she was from Swansea, which
she
is
will be missed, man.
a glorious.
Yeah, she really put out some real...
Oh, we all reflected
Classics.
using her music on, Lost Lovers and stuff like that. She knew how to tickle our heartstrings.
Lostlovers.com, is that an early social media?
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, lostlovers.com.
Oh.
Yeah, there's one in France, Copen d'Avon, which is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, the French, they have a lot of lovers.
They do. They do.
Yeah, crime passionnel.
Absolutely.
We would be remiss sitting here right now not to talk about last night, because we're at the Muse Gallery and
and we're locked out of our studio.
50 metres up the road. There's a police cordon that goes all the way up to Oxford Gardens.
Yeah, man.
And across Ackland Plaza and the Canopy and down Thorpe Close a
the
bit.
north end of Portobello Road, underneath the railway bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, from that
And the
point
Westway, in
north.
fact.
Yeah, and the Westway.
As Greg says, we're locked out of our micro unit. We're hoping that's not going to impact us for Trellick 54.
Tomorrow, we need to get some
We'll
equipment out
talk
there,
about that in a minute. But basically the scene is that all those restaurants up there, I heard someone call it the Portobello Beach, all those restaurants up there they've had big screens outside, the Maramia, the Treos, Ty Rice, Lisa's, they've
all
screens,
been
they've
monopolising
been bigger
on it,
and bigger crowds.
Yeah.
Did they have to get special permission from RBKC
That's
for
a
that?
good question.
I'm not sure. I think it might be organic. Anyway,
you're right.
they managed to, Treos was open at 2 in the morning till 4:30 in the morning for the Mexico game.
Oh, really? Wow.
Nothing, there were no issues.
Yeah.
But last night, it turns out that about 1:57.
Oh, in the morning?
In the morning.
Oh, so this is well after the match had finished. Basically, they were gathering here. I left the area about 8 o'clock, and it was already pretty rammed.
Yeah.
And most of the colours were red and green.
Well, we would hope so, because that's
absolutely,
our
the
community,
Moroccan
really.
community up here, yeah.
I mean, the French are in South Kensington.
They're in South Kensington.
Mon ami.
Yeah.
There are 250.
They are not in North Kensington.
London is the biggest French city outside France.
Yeah.
With 250,000 frogs in South Kent.
But also, they're the wrong kind of frogs.
Are they?
They're the Paris ones, aren't they? They're not the nice ones in the south.
There's some lovely people in Paris.
Anyway.
No, they're not. They're all bastards.
This year
Qu'est-ce qui se passe d'ici?
This year particularly, we've talked a lot about knife crime because it has affected us.
In fact, we had that lovely
it's a-
woman come in and talk about the defibrillators
Yep.
and
Yeah.
trying to have them put in the youth clubs because it's such a pandemic, as you could say.
the knife kits or whatever
Yeah.
they're called, the bleed kits.
Two
Bleed
members of the Portobello radio family have had very close relatives lost to knife crime
Absolutely.
in the last 3 months.
Two.
Yeah. So, there was two stabbings around the back of the leisure centre the other day. Someone else got stabbed outside Maramia a month ago.
Yeah.
It's got to stop, basically. It's got to stop.
Yes, it has to stop.
I don't know what anyone can do about it.
I don't know. There seems to be a lack of foresight You know, the kids certainly seem to feel that they can do things with impunity, or indeed don't even think about it. And I don't think it's even down to the kids. If you look at the President of the United States and how he deals, how he's recently dealt with FIFA, he obviously has no long vision. He can't see what the consequences of his actions are, and I think a lot of the kids share that same autism.
Well, coming back to that,
That is,
I mean,
I
it's
must
the
say that's I've heard a lot about this stuff. It's a very original comment, Chris.
Well, I'm thinking more that for the young people, all they see is violence glorified. I mean, everything is war and killing and murder and stuff. So in a way, I mean, they're just acting out what they're seeing on the global stage. In a way, people are literally killing each other and being celebrated.
Yeah, I mean, we're boomers. We're boomers in this, and we have, I have no idea. We do have Debs in the studio.
Yeah.
Pandiva in the house.
I'm here. I'm taking my sister around.
Oh, cool.
And on the subject of what you're talking about, so on the 30th of May, my nephew was a victim of knife crime.
Up at Dollis
fatally
Hill.
at Dollis Hill.
Yeah, awful.
Yesterday was his funeral. My sister's here till Sunday.
Yeah.
From Denmark.
Yeah. Oh, all love to you guys. All strength.
It's really
times.
out of control.
Tough time.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think what upsets me is how desensitized the young people are. That you don't actually. It's not having the same impact on them that it's having on us. Like, to be able to do that and go to sleep and wake up the next day and say, oh, what am I having for breakfast? I mean, we grew up in a time where you might have had an altercation with somebody, but it would be something really deeply serious that you would even dream to say, I would kill you if you did that.
Yeah.
If you did that to my mum, or if you interfered with my children, or if you upset my gran.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, it would have to be something that's so meaningful to you.
But now it's just over a look
That doesn't
or a
have
comment or something ridiculous.
I don't even know if it's. Sometimes I think it's not even about a look or a comment.
No, but I meant more like somebody's.
It's more about falling in with. It's more about. Sadly, it's about acceptance.
I think
It's about being part of something and not wanting to be the outsider. So if that's where your gang is moving, you're moving that way with
Well,
them.
I think there's the two sides, isn't there? There's somebody, as you've just said, but there's also what seems to be happening is young people are literally just walking around with their friends. They don't know anything. They have nothing to do with it, and they might just look over in a direction, or they're wearing whatever clothes, and that seems to be the basis. Just
So let me
no
introduce
reason.
Helen. This is Sister Isis.
Greetings, Queen.
This is Piers.
Hi there, how you doing?
Piers Thompson. And this is Greg. I'm sorry to invade your show.
No, it's,
We're delighted.
Some kind of
yeah, it's
takeover.
good to have you.
It would be nice to ask, what's it like in Denmark?
It's the same in Denmark.
Really?
In my town, only a month ago, 3 young, one died, 2 attacked, the third, and he died. It's the same in my town as well.
So it's a global issue.
Yeah.
I mean, forgive me for picking stuff up from the newspapers. I was under the impression that in Scandinavia, guns are a problem, or is that just Sweden?
It's mostly in Sweden,
Right.
because in Denmark it's knives. Young children, 12 years old,
12.
wear knives in town when they go out to defend themselves.
So this is the other thing. The young people seem to be afraid themselves, and they carry the knives. But then, of course, that's something that then instigates the violence.
I mean, it's like nuclear proliferation in the 60s or something. It's, we're so scared of your nuke that we're going to build a bigger nuke. And you do feel someone could just shout stop and everyone would drop, and we could go back to where we are. But, it's you've let the genie out of the bottle, haven't you, as they say.
And also it's the weapons they're using. Allegedly, the young man who was killed yesterday not killed, who was in a critical condition, who was attacked yesterday, was stabbed with a machete or cut with a machete.
Oh.
I mean, machete is big.
Yeah.
So we're talking about somebody carrying a huge weapon, not just a...
I've seen footage of someone at the Westbourne, a car stopping, 2 guys jumping out and attacking the guy with a machete, and then jumping back in the car from the CCTV. I mean,
it's just getting worse.
It was the nuclear proliferation, If you've got a Bowie knife...
I'm going to get a machete,
Yeah.
I don't think it's confirmed, but I do think it's fatal.
Is it fatal? I last I heard, not long ago, was that he was in critical condition, but maybe it is...
That survived.
That's
definitely.
very sad.
But the way it's going, that survived.
I mean, being attacked with a machete is hard to survive that kind of injury.
Sorry. I saw Moira Samuels this morning, and she told me that we're currently at the top of the stabbings chart. And do you think there's something going on in this neighbourhood right now, which means, because it has, kids will always fight, and there were a few incidents, but there's...
Can I tell you my gut feeling on it? I think we're seeing the it's something called cause and effect. You will see that if this happens, that is the result. This happens, that you do this, that will happen. I think it's really strange. The two observations I have is, number one, where the closing of our local police stations and the fact that we don't see any activity. There's no deterrent out there that would stop you or make you think twice about any form of crime here. I took an early morning walk, and the ice cream place down there had been robbed about a week ago. And it was very, very early in the morning. But I'm saying there's no deterrent, there's nowhere to go, there's nowhere to ask, there's no outreach. It's almost, it sounds awful to say, but I feel like it's almost like you're being set up for failure in a certain community, because there is actually nowhere to go. There's no police station, there's no bobbies on the beat, there's no outreach, there's no community police. I'm not seeing any. Every time there's been a crime in the last 4 weeks, I've not seen an increase of presence. But in about 4 weeks, as soon as Notting Hill Carnival comes, there's going to be loads of them, and they're going to be putting all of this down to the area that it's happened in. But I'm not seeing any preventative happening prior to it. But I guarantee you that is going to be the headline. They're going to look at those statistics,
Well,
and they're going to turn around and say, why would you let Notting Hill Carnival happen when all of this has happened in the last few months?
But also,
no one's challenging what are we doing about it?
But also, coming back to your point about the lack of police on the street, so I will say, in addition to that, as an activist, yet they find hundreds of police to go and harass activists who are trying to stop a genocide, for example. There's protests going on against a really serious situation. Literally hundreds of police on the street, and there's no one
arresting grannies and old vicars. And
leave and dusties.
80-year-old women with a sign.
Wrestling them to the ground.
Just leave the old people to get on with it, and actually do.
Wrestle to the ground.
I mean,
that's not the point.
What's been happening up there is it started 2 weeks ago, this scene on that Portobello beach, and it was all really lovely, all the restaurants, I mean, Maramia is suddenly packed the whole time.
It's great out
my
there.
My daughter's friends have just discovered it. And by last week, the girls who live in my house, my sister and my daughter and my lodgers, they were like a little bit, it's got a bit dark out there. There's a kind of roadman scene, there's a balloon man scene.
See, that's where it goes wrong, because I don't think anyone ever invited that.
No, what I was just going on to say is that
it was so nice.
It's been going on for 2 weeks. The cops, they should at least drive by every hour and just check it's not going dark.
There's a whole bunch of young people there.
Yeah. So now that you say that, actually, in the time that I've been outside, basically soaking in the ambience, the football, the whatever, the people outside. What I have noticed is that everyone was just enjoying being in each other's presence, and whether you were, the wino who already had his cider, or I'm going to go and sit next to you and blend in, or whatever it is, and you've got your little, or you're doing your graffiti, or no one had a problem with you being in there sharing a space.
That's how it should be.
But there was still no presence. And when you think about it, even as a teacher, you have to have a ratio of adults. You have to have a ratio of police to spectator.
Just every
Knowing that you're going to have pubs open till 5 a.m, there should be a little more footwork going on.
Exactly, because
when you've got drunk people running up and down at 5 a.m.
It's a deterrent
in an area
factor.
where there's no police station.
Yeah, it's the deterrent factor, as Piers was pointing out. Just even the car. Because people, somebody's thinking about something, they see the police
and they can't just guarantee and say, well,
exactly.
everyone's been peaceful up for now, because you wouldn't say that in 4 weeks'
No, but
time.
when there's people taking drugs, and alcohol, I would say drugs, I'm talking about those balloon things, and then they're drinking and stuff.
Alcohol is, if you want fighting, alcohol is quite a good start.
Yeah, that's the one.
But doesn't the balloon things make people go a bit
well, like
loony?
I said, I've tried it a few times at Gaz's at Carnival. Maybe something had happened. It's
no, you're too.
Tried what?
Balloons.
Why would you mention that? Where you do that? Why would you throw Gaz under the bus like that?
No, but in the front of his thing.
Okay, well, yeah, now you're making it worse.
There's nothing.
Double down. Let's double down.
Look, Piers knows how to bait out a situation.
Yeah. You've tried it locally, yes.
I can't remember where I was going.
I just wonder what the impact of taking those balloons is. Is it causing some sort of dysfunction in the brain or thinking? Why are people behaving like? I mean, I've never tried them. I don't know. But it's just nitrous oxide. I just don't know what it does to the brain. Why?
What I think we're all agreeing on is you've had a little area, probably organically, probably slightly illegal, developing over 2 weeks, and no one. They should have been there when it was nice and happy-clappy.
Yeah.
Just keeping an eye, maybe walking through, whatever. As far as we can make out, they haven't been there once in 2 weeks with hundreds of people in the middle of the road getting pissed. It's getting bigger and bigger. You know, into the mic.
It's weird that they haven't been there at all, into the mic.
No.
Go and tune it up.
Yeah. Debs, you're going to be with us tomorrow at Trellick Tower Festival.
I'm going to dust off my vinyl.
Your vinyl.
We're going to have some old school soca.
Great.
Some
And
big
that's at
tunes.
3:30.
Oh, you have big tune there.
Yeah. Everything from the 80s soca, from your Kitchener classics. I'm going to try and squeeze it into half an hour. The happy half hour, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Happy half hour. So
No, we've got great DJs. We've got Manasseh, we've got Debs, we've got Brazil 1982. We've got Ras Tavares, who's running a drum circle at 6.
We've got Greg.
And we've got
And
Greg.
PJ.
Greg and PJ and Debs and Zakia will, at 4 p.m, will be running the break battle.
Yeah.
The break battle, we've got break battlers coming from all over town.
If you could see the shock on my face.
Yeah, well, I think you
I'm
wait
glad this is radio.
You can't do it. We're on YouTube.
We can see you.
Yes.
The shock on my face.
Yeah, you know that.
We will be running.
This all assumes
You will be running, darling.
This all assumes we can get the equipment out of the office that's currently.
You can play
No, I'm here for it. I'm
You
here
play
for
one
everything.
turntable.
The weather's going to be nice. It's going to be peaceful.
Well,
Don't
and-
let anything deter you. Just come out.
Mixing desk.
And the way the
we might
break
need one of
battle
them.
works, Greg and PJ will be back-to-backing with crucial anthems from the
breakbeat era.
breakbeat
You know
era.
that.
Oh,
You know that.
Zakia and
Yeah,
Debs will be on
I'm here for
stage,
that.
and the winner, I've got a decibel meter, the winner will be the one who gets the loudest cheer on the decibel meter.
Will there be any
There you
break beat dancing?
Well, that's the idea.
Well, hopefully it's proper.
So we'll see
fly-
some spinning
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
the worming and all them
will
things, yeah?
The word.
Hopefully,
I don't
That's-
know.
Swallow dive, darling. Swallow dive.
Swallow diving.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds better.
Hopefully, the call has been answered, and loads of fantastic old and young are going to come by and show us their talent. That
Drop
is the plan.
themselves down, one or two.
Yeah, man,
Drop it like
absolutely.
it's hot.
So what are we going to see from you? We're going to see some whining.
Always.
You got wine for us?
Always
Oh,
and forever. Right, and on that note, I'm going to leave you guys. I just came and did a little sort of,
Didn't you?
sneak
Well,
attack.
thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
Sneak attack.
Lovely
Introduce
to meet you,
sister
sis.
Helen.
Helen,
I'm gonna-
thank
I
you
actually-
for coming
I'm
on.
gonna go
Thank
teach
you
the
for sharing your
children now.
experiences.
Yeah, and
Thank
safe
you
journey when you go
for-
back to Denmark as well.
And see you tomorrow.
Yeah, man, wicked.
Thank you so much.
Wunderbar.
Bizarrely, we haven't. They've been knocked out now. We haven't played a song from Brazil during our World Cup season. So here we go. MC Fiotti, the Joga o Bum Bum Tap.
É a flauta envolvente que mexe com a mente. Quem tá presente, as novinhas salientes. Fica loucona e se joga pra gente. Eu falei assim pra ela. Vai com o bumbum tam tam. Vem com o bumbum tam tam tam. Vai mexe o bumbum tam tam. Vem desce o bumbum tam tam tam. Vai mexe o bumbum tam tam. Vem desce o bumbum. Vai com o bumbum. Vem com o bumbum. Vai treme o bumbum tam 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 tam
Autenticamente falando, copiei, pô. Mas tá tipo com o vavazinho.
É a flauta envolvente que mexe com a mente. Quem tá presente, as novinhas salientes. Fica loucona e se joga pra gente. Eu falei assim pra ela. vai com o bumbum tam tam. Vem com o bumbum tam tam tam. Vai mexe o bumbum tam tam. Vem desce o bumbum tam tam tam. Vai mexe o bumbum tam tam. Vem desce o bumbum. Vai com o bumbum. Vem com o bumbum. Treme o bumbum tam 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 tam.
Autenticamente falando, copia aí, pô. Mas tá tipo com o Vavazinho.
Yeah, that is straight from the favela, MC Fiotti, and a little bit of Baye funk. We are delighted to welcome back to the studio Joanna Holmes. Joanna, welcome.
Thank you.
Joanna, you are the chair of the Friends of Kensal Green Cemetery.
I am, yes.
Which is our wonder in the borough of RBKC, even though it's north of the canal by some quirk of fate.
And the gates are open opposite the London Borough of Brent.
Yeah.
Bane of my life.
Are they? We can go there in a minute. You have, or you and the Friends, and you can tell me exactly who it is in a minute, have been publishing on a really regular basis. I mean, you're competing with Tom Vey for the amount of information and fascinating stuff you're putting into the public eye on Facebook, on Instagram, everywhere. Stories of those graves. You've got even better news for us.
Yeah, I have, yes. Well, we've developed an app for visitors because we're not there all the time to do guided tours or to show people round or point out what people are looking at. So we developed an app which people can download at home before they visit or can just download with a QR code when they're in the cemetery, and which will firstly locate them on a map of the cemetery.
You're kidding me.
And
It'll
also
GPS them where they are in the cemetery.
Yeah. And
that's brilliant.
Then they can look at what they're interested in and learn something about who's buried there, why it's the way it is, what the history of the cemetery is, who we are, what other things we do, all of that.
I mean, there are some famous people buried there, but what I love about all the stuff you put out, pretty much every grave has a fascinating story
Absolutely,
to tell.
Yeah, but that's because they're full of individual people who all have fascinating stories. Many of them never made the news in their time, but you can find out an awful lot about them if you try.
So is it the whole space, the whole cemetery that's covered with the app? 'Cause I know you've got the Catholic bit and the other bit and the Dissenters' Chapel, etc.
At the moment, we've just launched it with 2 trails.
Right.
So the Hurst trail goes from the main gate, which is the one by Ladbroke Grove, looking up towards Kilburn Lane, and just walking up to the Central Anglican Chapel, which is the sort of ceremonial drive, if you like, the spine of the cemetery, just with highlights of that. And then we've got another app which goes in a bit more of a circle around the cemetery, going to outer bits, which tells about the history of the cemetery and also the role it's played as a business in Kensal Green developing. Because, of course, when it was purchased in 1832, there was nothing but fields there. And the cemetery has been a huge influence, but also reflects a change in population which was inconceivable to the people who originally founded it. Yeah.
Because those 7 great cemeteries, I mean, I was brought up by Brompton, everyone knows about Highgate, there's Kensal. In the 1830s, they suddenly realised that we were producing more dead people in London than we could process.
That's right.
And so on what were then the outskirts, proper outskirts, they built these magnificent Gothic-y, Victorian-y.
Right, yeah.
Well, it wasn't even Victorian, actually, was it?
No, and in fact, one of the things that we forget is that lots of the people who are buried there were born in the 1700s. And, they fought with Napoleon. They sort of fought Tipu Sultan. They did all sorts of remarkable and maybe not so attractive things. But
So-
everyone's story deserves to be told.
So do they have people who were involved in
Yes, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, guess. Take a guess.
Okay. So you'd be able to use that as research almost in a way.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you were trying to find out a bit more about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have been in touch with the Social Justice Archive.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
And, you know, we'd be quite keen to do something which was a bit more, I don't know, challenging, I guess, about some of the history around the people who made their fortunes in trades and empire building as well.
Yeah. Interesting.
Which is most of the very prosperous middle class of the time.
You look, well, exactly. I mean, even today, you look anywhere in England, people who are rich, their money came from empire or from slavery,
Yeah.
or both.
No, absolutely. But even, you know, they still have a story to tell. I am getting old, I know, but I've now started reading obituaries just because that thing
But
of having,
just in case.
well, no, 800 words on someone's life is nearly always fascinating.
Yes,
You know.
exactly. If you can make it fascinating. I mean, there are some people who you have to struggle with, you know, real stuffed shirts. And unfortunately, some of them have the most impressive tombs. So, you know, it's
There are
quite
some-
hard to say, look at this one and think, oh. But
There are some incredible tombs
there
in
are
there.
some incredible
beautiful
tombs.
ones. Yeah.
And for people who were not themselves, particularly the great and the good, I mean, the cemetery's fortunes were made when royalty was buried there.
Right.
And everybody, suddenly it became the place to be buried, as near as you could get to royalty. But there are also circus performers. Blondin is there, who walked across Niagara Falls on a tightrope.
The tightrope guy.
Yeah. Ducrot, who thought himself a genius for equestrian feats in the circus of the time.
But so
The great novelists of the time, not Dickens, but his contemporaries. Yeah.
Did you need to be quite wealthy then to be buried in that
Well, yes,
cemetery?
as indeed you do today.
Okay. And did they, I mean, is it,
Although actually it hasn't inflated very much. I mean, an ordinary plot in 1840 was about the annual take-home pay, a bit more maybe, of somebody who was sort of a well-to-do craftsman or a well-to-do shopkeeper, as it is today.
How much is it today?
The price list at the moment, I checked this because I was recently on a Radio 4 programme where I was asked this question and they sort of gasped and I said, well, I'm sure I'm right. So I looked at the price list after that on the General Cemetery Company's website, and yes, indeed, it's about, for a prime spot in the historic part of the cemetery, which there are very few, it's about 27,000 just for the plot. And then, of course, you've got
All the other
monument
costs,
to
yeah.
build and all the undertaking fees.
That's a lease for how long?
At the moment, I think it's 75 years.
75 years, yeah. Wow.
But when the cemetery was built, all through the 19th century, it was
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah,
And that, of course, causes its issues today.
Of
so
course,
there are
yeah.
still some historic graves that you cannot touch because it's in perpetuity.
Well,
is it in perpetuity?
you can touch them up to a point,
Right.
because, of course, nobody knows who owns the burial rights any longer.
Oh, because it's so long.
Because it's
yeah.
so long ago, and people have not been very careful about making sure that they passed on the burial rights
Wow.
in their wills, and so the burial rights have just been lost. So quite often now, if there is, if it's a very important monument, a need to put up a to whom it may concern type notice before you can do any work or get a permission to even restore it. But there are loads and loads and loads which are, well, no owner wants to come forward because it would be so
Too
costly
expensive.
to there's a few of those, and then there are thousands more where people perhaps they know their ancestor was buried there, and we get a lot of inquiries from people who want to know where the exact spot is, because you'll never find it otherwise, who can't prove that they own the burial rights. So there's a big question at the moment because of the proposals to be able to reuse
Yeah.
graves, as to what rights those people might have to be consulted about the preservation of their ancestors' grave where they don't own the burial rights. But we're working on that.
Wow. Wow. Before you go, we must ask Flourish.
Yes.
The
Monstrosity, I
Yeah,
call it.
Yes.
There you go. The monstrosity at the at the big Sainsbury's. I mean, the thing that personally I can't believe, and I think most of the people I know, are they really thinking of putting a kind of high line over Kensal Green Cemetery? So
I haven't heard that one.
Wasn't
no.
That was one of the proposals. It was like
I mean,
a
the
bridge
origi-
or
the-
something.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original proposal was at ground level to put a bridge across the canal in order to enable bicycles and pedestrians.
Direct
to go
access to
through
Kensal
to
Green.
Harrow Road and to Kensal
They, no,
Green
they would
section.
use the cemetery as a cut through to get.
But
Yeah.
to use that 24 hours a day, you would have to erect fences. And I don't know whether you ever saw it, but the developers put up and then rapidly took down again an animation of CGI
No, I didn't
as
get
to
to see
what
that.
it would look like.
Oh, I
And
hope
it-
that costs them lots of money.
I-
I
Yeah,
really
but if
do.
they're so rich, it wouldn't
cost them
matter.
Lots of otherwise moderate support. I mean, it's what radicalised me about
Yeah.
Kensington and the developers, was going to a development consultation meeting at which Kensington Council planners just sat on one side while the developers promoted this
Yeah.
desecration of a peaceful place.
Actual,
That's the word.
literal
That
desecration.
is literally the word. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a beautiful
even,
space.
Even now we struggle to, and I wrote to the chair of planning recently, we struggle to get them to look at the cemetery as the peaceful part of that whole area.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's an
And
oasis.
it needs,
It really
needs
is.
to
It's
be
an
preserved.
oasis. It's a brilliant combination of the man-made and the natural.
And the biodiversity.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say.
You know, that's so
Birds,
important.
bees,
That's
And
going to be
it's a
butterflies,
site
described.
of
all of it.
metropolitan importance for nature. It's a conservation area, and it's
Gives relief to
still
the
less
canal
important
birds.
than building the tower blocks.
Yeah.
Which no one wants.
Luxury flats for luxury
Yeah.
rats. Thank you so much for coming in, Joanne.
It's lovely
Thank
to
you.
speak to you again.
How do we get the app? We just go on the App Store? Or
Go on the App Store, search for Kensal Green Cemetery Friends app. There are QR codes, and there's also a link on our website, little icon on the homepage, which takes you to a landing page where you can download it easily.
Remind us of your website.
www.kensalgreen.co.uk.
Wicked. Absolutely wonderful.
And follow the cemetery on Facebook or Instagram because the stories are fantastic. You were going to tell us who's actually writing all those stories.
Oh yes, my colleague David Bingham. He
good
also
man.
blogs as I've forgotten his blog name. That's so stupid. And his colleague Meriel Smith. They do most of the writing and the research. They're also the leaders of the. We have a group of volunteers who, and I'm one of them. It's a lovely thing to do. Who go to the cemetery twice a month, especially in the winter and summer, so we don't disturb the nesting birds, to take ivy off the monuments and see what needs to be done to them. It's a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Did you have some rogue restorers at Kensal
We
Green?
did, yes, and it's been re-restored.
Oh, good.
Which bit?
It was the monument to the Limerick soprano, Kathleen, forgotten her surname, but
worry.
somebody painted her in Limerick Football Club colours.
Good one. Good one.
Well, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's
I
great.
wonder whether they probably came over Angie's, I imagine.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you, Joanna.
Thank you very much.
Amazing. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
From Brazil to Argentina.
Si desapareció, en mí aparecerá. Creyeron que murió, pero renacerá. però llovió y un chico adivinó. Oímos una voz y desde un tango, rumor de pañuelo blanco. No eran buenas esas épocas, malos eran esos aires. Fue hace 25 años y vos existías. No eran buenas esas épocas, malos eran esos aires. Fue hace 25 años y vos existías sin existir todavía. Si desapareció, en mí aparecerá. Creyeron que murió y aquí se nace, aquí la vida renace. No eran buenas esas épocas, malos eran esos aires. Fue hace 25 años y vos existías. No eran buenas esas épocas, malos eran esos aires. Fue hace 25 años y vos existías sin existir todavía.
All right, I will admit that only one of the Gotan project is Argentinian, but I was struggling. We've had a busy week. It's the Trellick Festival, and I've had a problem with getting a van.
But we don't. I think we don't want to promote Argentina anyway. Didn't they cheat in their game against Egypt?
Did they?
Yeah, an Argentinian player slapped one of the Egyptian players. They should have had red cards. The Egyptians' goal wasn't disallowed. I mean, I know this from my daughter, so
I can't remember the details, but I do remember feeling it.
no, my daughter gave me a full lowdown, and she took me through the whole thing because I'm boycotting it. I don't watch the matches, but she told me. She said it's really bad.
It's, you know, what's his face? Cristiano got a 3-match suspension, which would have put him out of the first 2 games of the World Cup. FIFA rescinded that. The American guy got one. FIFA rescinded that. I mean, they are crooks. I mean, they're literally crooks. However, the football has been great, even though I've watched it mainly half asleep. Over to you.
Yeah, so we have our wonderful journalist who haven't had you for a while, Danielle. How have you been?
Yeah, no, I've been all right. It's nice to be back here again
Yeah.
at the station.
So what have you been up to?
Just really producing podcasts
Okay.
for trade publication called the Housing Quality Network. So I've been looking at supported housing for vulnerable groups, including people that have come from prison and need support to rehabilitate, and also people that have been sex trafficked. So really looking into that industry of supported housing and how it can be used to help people.
Who's responsible for all that?
I think it's different depending on where you are. Let me give you an example. So where we're seated right here, you might not know that we actually have a probation hostel literally within walking distance from here, and that would be run by the Ministry of Justice. But we also have within our local community, to give it context, we also have like a dry project. I can't say where. So a dry project is like a supported housing project, six one-bedroom flats for people that have come directly from residential treatment, which is like rehab for drug and alcohol issues. So whereas we have different types of supported housing projects all around the UK, I'll give you an example. In Glasgow, they have the only supported housing project for women and girls that have been sex trafficked or sexually abused. We only have like one of those supported housing projects in the country, but sex trafficking, sexual abuse is just rife everywhere. You know, even we were having a chat about that yesterday at ISIS. You know, like there's just so much of it going on, and we really do need specialist supported housing, you know, for people that have been sectioned. We do have some of that in North Kensington.
I mean, we used to have a women's aid, you know, for women who are facing domestic violence, which was just down not too far going across from, you know, near St. Quintin's. And then I remember when I was running the advocacy project for Looked After Children, we had there was only one refuge in the whole of the UK, and that was I started there in the late 1990s for Looked After for children, basically, who were facing abuse or needed to get away from their families. So we used to, as advocates, when we had those cases, we could get those kids, do a referral, and physically take them to that refuge and put them there for safety. That got abolished, so that, you know, there's a lack of safe places, basically.
Well, I think like we need to have safe houses for people that are fleeing violence, and obviously there's been so many cutbacks in government throughout all the different governments over the last decade and more that we don't have as many of those. But particularly for young people or even older people that have been groomed into criminal activity and they need to go to a safe house, and also for the women and girls and sometimes boys have also been sex trafficked and they need to go to a safe house. Like, for example, I know a survivor of sex trafficking and she's always having to move. I know quite a few because I've investigated this area, and even, you know, the trolling is really bad online. Like I mentioned to you yesterday that I found out that a group had just been created on X called Paedophiles Lives Matter with the specific intention just to troll and bully this woman online. And there's
just this woman or all victims?
No, just this woman, but many of the victims have that type of thing happen to them, and also the perpetrators finding out where they live and then they have to move again, and it's really like a hindrance to their recovery.
And I mean, this is particularly relevant this week, of course, because the bloke in Rochdale is due to be released, the kind of the big daddy of that horrendous ring in Rochdale.
Yeah.
And actually that takes us very much into some of what we were going to talk about, because Andy Burnham has been cited in that case, and we were going to talk about these two by-elections, Burnham getting in and then obviously Bin-Face versus Farage.
Can I ask one question first?
No, but I'm just thinking that's really interesting.
You're talking about supported housing.
Yeah.
How much support is that? Because, I mean, if you have been sectioned, if you've been sex trafficked, if you've come out of jail, if you've come out of rehab, you can't actually just be stuck in a bedsit and told, that's it, you're on your own. I mean, is there therapy that continues in the housing, or is it just the concierge who makes sure you're home by 11?
Ideally, these supported housing units would be therapeutically informed, and people could have therapy actually at the supported housing or be referred to therapy locally in that community, and just continue with their recovery.
But that doesn't always happen, though.
It doesn't
depends
always
on
happen.
it depends on the local authority. If they're better,
Yeah.
you'll get better support, and if it's not,
Yeah, I mean, sorry,
You know
just
what? There's almost no support for anyone with any kind of mental health issues unless you can get the diagnosis, which takes 3 years. It's sorry, my rant.
no, that's okay. It was reported to me that one of the safe homes for victims of sex trafficking in Rochdale was actually being ran by one of the grooming gangs. So it's really, there's a lot going on all over the nation that needs to be looked into, needs to be thoroughly investigated. I mean, what I will just say about in the borough, there's been some good projects, and there are some good projects on our own home soil.
Is Joe Powell involved at all? I mean, when Joe first came to us as a Labour MP, we were kind of a bit sniffy about him. But I think he's kind of proved himself. I don't know what anyone else thinks.
well, I mean, he's done some. I mean, the Safer Homes project. He was pushing that, and I know the NHS project we had him talk about as well.
I think that Joe's trying to do what he can do. I know that not all of the housing associations have signed up to his Safer Homes initiative, and that there are some housing associations that have the majority of their properties in the borough, that they will be taking them to the regulator, and hopefully they will be getting fined. Maybe they're going to get taken over. I think that he's doing his best in that particular area in a very, very difficult climate. The climate is not towards social housing. The climate is not towards like leaseholders who bought from the council, anyone who's seen to have got a discount maybe on their home or their rent. They're not, a lot of people aren't looked upon favourably.
No, I mean, the leaseholders in the Silchester estate are getting eye-watering bills for one of the worst run construction projects of all effing time. You wanted to talk about UK Farage.
Well, yeah, it was more about the whole by-election saga, because first it started with Starmer.
Makerfield.
Yeah, he was forced, dragged, screaming and clawing into the wear of the floor to resign. And obviously, before that could happen, they had to have the by-election in Makersfield, is it? I just think of Manchester up north.
Makerfield, it's basically Wigan.
Right, and then of course Andy Burnham's got in. But the question a lot of people are asking is, was that correct? What do we think? I mean, you're someone who's actually somebody who works in various fields and has looked at that. I just wondered what the kind of view was, what was kind of the feedback was around this whole thing.
My understanding is that the Labour MP that was in Makerfield before Andy Burnham,
Josh Simon,
deliberately stepped down because there was a battle. You mentioned the battle going on internally for the leadership in the Labour Party. Andy Burnham grew up around there, so it was a pretty safe seat for him to be catapulted from into Westminster, and that was the strategic plan. That's my understanding.
Josh Simons is getting a plum job in Downing Street. He's going to be whatever the chief of staff
So there's
is.
another bit of
revolving doors.
But the other question that comes up around Andy Burnham, people keep saying, because I watch obviously a lot of podcasts, what does he stand for?
You do your own research.
What does he stand for? That was the sort of thing, does anyone know what?
Do you know what? Right, I personally think, in a way, that doesn't matter. Keir Starmer, whether he was good or bad, he
he was bad. There was no whether he was good.
He tried
He was
hard.
bad.
He didn't know what he was doing, turns out.
Well, he did some horrible things as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's extraordinary. You can be certain of winning an election for a year and not do any work on what you're going to do when you get in. Anyway, Andy Burnham represents change. He represents a tiny bit of hope, because we were in a death spiral with Keir. When football crowds are singing Keir Starmer is a wanker.
Is that what was happening? See, football comes into everything. I mean, it's like, you know.
Yeah, everyday life is invaded by football. I mean, on the praise with Andy Burnham, I interviewed him several years back for Inside Housing. He was really helpful, and it was all about the deregulation and how that led to Grenfell. But on the negative side, he has been accused of letting down sex trafficking victims and doing a paper exercise within his part of the grooming gangs inquiries.
In Manchester, at Mill,
like
Oldham and
in the
Rochdale and
north,
all that.
all
yeah.
around there.
Up north.
Yeah, up north. And so, which kind of fuels the fire for the far right. You know, it fuels the fire for, if we were to have an election now, potentially who would get in.
Well, yeah, that's the question. What do you?
think?
What do I think?
Let's move to Clacton. Let's move to Clacton because.
And then we'll come back to that question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Count
yeah.
Binface has been cut from 50 to 1 to 5 to 1. We saw in Makerfield and also, what was the other one? Gorton.
Yeah, Gorton and Denton.
We saw that the anyone but Farage constituency is quite big. They're saying a lot of the Reform voters won't come out. I think Binface could win.
And so, what does that mean if Binface wins? I mean, what does that mean? I mean seriously, what does it mean for Clacton if your MP is Binface?
I mean, what do we know about Binface? And obviously, in the last election, Jovan Osun. How do I pronounce Jovan?
Is that what his name is?
No. Listen, Jovan Osuwu. I'm not saying. Osuwu Nepal was one of the Labour candidate, and he was doing really well, and it would have been a toss-up between him and Farage, but Starmer asked him to withdraw from the campaigning and to go up north to support some of the other candidates, which I found really strange. You know, you've got someone young, progressive, black, you know, and from the outside looking in, I mean, I don't know him personally.
But he could have stood a chance?
Yeah, and someone with a good moral compass. That's what it seemed to me. So I found it really strange how this was orchestrated for Farage to win.
It makes complete sense to me because Farage is now in a trap. He's in a trap he can't get out of. He's a grifter. He's a grifter of the worst sort. He's like Trump without the chutzpah. Trump may have made 1.43 billion in his first year as the, whatever you call it, POTUS. Farage has taken this dodgy money from Posh George's mum. The guy in Thailand, he's probably a paedophile if he's in Thailand. Why else would you be there? He's going to the Bank of England trying to persuade them not to open their own crypto coin
because
in
it will
order that
challenge
his mates can come
through.
I mean, even the people of Clacton, who obviously had enough. I mean, I've been to Jaywick. It is poor beyond all belief. You know, it is an extraordinary place. You should all go there because you wouldn't believe you're in England. Yeah, I think Binface can win because I think you can get anyone who doesn't like Farage out, and I think the Reform crowd
they
have
just
had
won't
enough
vote.
of him because
he's never turned up. Apparently,
he's sleazy as
no, but apparently he's never gone. He's never even gone in. I think that he's been there 3 times for the voting, whatever.
He had that ice cream thrown at him.
Yeah,
and that poor girl got nicked and had a 6 months suspended sentence.
and now he's
that's the Portobello Road, people.
Woo! Now he's There's all that issue with Sky News where he claims his daughter was harassed, but I've seen the footage. A man just simply walked up to the door, no camera in his hand, and the reason they did this is because the house is registered in his name.
And it's on Facebook.
Yeah, and he went up to the door and asked, is Farage there? And the person said no, and he walked away. And that's apparently harassment of his daughter, and he says for that reason he needs security and he tried to justify the 5 million bung, basically.
I think Reform were a busted flush, but it was weird when we were the Labour HQ for Nottingdale in the last elections. Portia and Kazim and we didn't see the other one. They were all worried about Reform in Nottingdale. I mean, it's like the boogeyman Reform. No one takes them seriously.
I think we don't take them seriously because we live in the bubble of North Kensington, and it's a vibrant, multicultural community, yes, with our issues and challenges, but we live in a bubble. It's like, you know, like in 2024 when the far right were marching on different communities, and I was in a WhatsApp group, and it was being posted so that people could be aware where they were going to march, and they weren't coming to Portobello Road.
No.
I mean, they did threaten to go to Birmingham, but they were quickly debunked.
Even Oswald Mosley had more gumption, more chutzpah.
Yeah, it's
than,
true.
you know,
It's true.
we said him flying.
Yeah,
but anyway.
so potentially we're in this bubble, so we don't really know what the rest of the nation thinks.
So,
And I know that they do have a lot of support in the Midlands, in the North, in different parts of the nation that aren't quite so diverse.
so coming back to that question about, so if there was an election, if the right approach was to actually call an election, because people are saying we didn't vote for Andy Burnham, we don't know him, we voted for Starmer, he's resigned, we want a snap election, and looking at the situation now, based on what you've just said as well, and us living in this bubble, do we think that reform might get in? Because all I keep hearing, and I do think it's the media playing a game, it's their playlist, as it were, talking about reform, and Farage as the next PM, etc., etc. Do we really think that this country would vote Farage's Reform Party in?
I think there's a strong possibility that they would. I know
Wow.
it doesn't sound positive,
No, it doesn't.
but I'm just saying that with the way that the nation is going, I think that there's a lot of people that are being hyped up about things like immigration hostels or people that are not British born getting housed before them. And if you're told something long enough, you might believe it.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's no doubt there are a lot of people, particularly outside London, whose lives, you know, are hand to mouth, pretty desperate. And it comes, you know, we were talking about knife crime. There's a nihilism to the whole thing. And, you know, voting for Nigel Farage is nihilism. Personally, I don't think there's a hope in hell of him getting in. I think
You
he's
don't
a
think
busted
so?
player.
No, I think a lot of reformers have defected since Burnham's been in the picture.
And then you got Restore on the
I was
other
about to say,
end.
though, have they defected to Burnham,
Yeah.
to Labour? Have
Yeah.
they gone to Restore? Have they gone even more to the right?
Who knows? Who knows? Well,
Anyway,
anybody who...
who knows what's going to happen? Danielle, thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming in.
I'm going to have you back soon, because I think
Definitely.
there's a lot going on, and during the summer the news is always really interesting, and I suppose the hot weather as well. You know, vibes are up, energies are up. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw what happened last night. That probably as well, the weather probably contributed to it
No,
as well.
New York, they shoot each other over parking places when it gets this hot.
Well, luckily we're not there yet.
No.
But yes, thank you. Look forward to having you on again.
Definitely.
Thank you, Danielle. I asked Google AI what was an appropriate song to play of the UK Farage genre. It suggested Rewind because he's always going back on what he said just now.
Rewind. Enter selector. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Enter selector. Making moves, yeah, on the dance floor. Gotta move on, dancing, yeah, real hardcore. From the front to the back, that's where I was at. You know, the apple got to do it like that. With Craig David all over your DJ, it's all up to you. When the crowd go wild, tell me what you did. No, you're strong. Rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say ball, ball. Rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector. Rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector. Rewind. This goes out to all the DJs. Hey.
crowd say ball, selector, rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector, rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector, rewind. When the crowd say ball, rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector, rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector, rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector, rewind. This goes out to all the DJs
making moves, yeah, on the dance floor. Gotta move on, dancing, yeah, real hardcore. From the front to the back, that's where I was at. You know, the up or down to do it like that. With Craig David all over you. DJ, it's all up to you. When the crowd go wild, tell me what you gonna do. Making moves, yeah, on the dance floor. Gotta move on, dancing, yeah, real hardcore. From the front to the back, that's where I was at. You know, the up or down to do it like that. With Craig David all over you. DJ, it's all up to you. When the crowd go wild, tell me what you gonna do.
rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector, rewind. Selector, rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector, rewind. Selector, rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector, rewind. Selector, rewind. When the crowd say ball, selector, rewind. Selector.
Yeah, that is the Artful Dodger with Rewind. The crowd say, Bo Selector.
That's something different, Bo Selector. I don't think Craig David liked that. They really took the P out of him, didn't it? You talking about the guy who did the big face and the Bo Selector thing, yeah. Yeah, so we were going to just pick up from where we left off.
We're joined by our next guest, Greg Kofi Brown, who is so entranced by the conversation.
We wanted to
He's
have a
come
little
to join
chat
him.
with our
Welcome,
lovely
Greg.
journalist.
Yeah, it's great to be here. But just I don't like to get too political being an artist, but just hearing you guys talk about the reform of Farage phenomenon. I mean, I've got kids in this country, and I've got an interest in I have to have an interest in the politics, whether I want to or not. And it's interesting that the very people that voted for Brexit seems to be the same people that would vote for Farage and reform. I mean, I could be wrong, but it seems to be the same type of people. And it seems to me that the very first people that would be affected in a negative way, like they were with Brexit, the first people to suffer were the people who voted for Brexit, as far as I'm concerned, from what I saw.
I mean, the way the billionaires have managed to get people at the lower end of the spectrum in terms of, cash, status, social...
That is amazing because, that is what Farage uses. He keeps defining himself as the common man. A common man whose father was a banker or something, and he was a stockbroker. He went to Dulwich College. He owns 4 properties that are all worth millions. How is that a common man?
Yeah.
Down a pub, common man. And yet people seem to be buying into it. It's very strange.
Well, what frightens me is that they say if America sneezes, Britain gets a cold. So I hope that's not true in terms of the Trump era.
I find that most of the people that I've met around the UK that have voted for reform are from a working class background, English working class background. And even the other day, interestingly, on the Harrow Road, I actually met someone that said everything should be for the English. And he didn't look 100% English to me. So and I asked him, I said to him, you don't really look 100% English. What are your roots? And he said to me, actually, his roots are in Scotland and his roots are Jewish. And I said, well, you know, you're not English then. I said, I'm born here, I'm not English, I'm British. Maybe some people might see it differently, but it's like this keeps being spoken, and people who are going through a hard time in life, it's like they keep eating what's being fed to them, and then they start saying everything should be for the English. But there's many of us that have paid tax in this nation and are happy to see our taxes help people less fortunate that actually need to come here.
Yes.
I mean,
Amen.
I can't decide if I'm English or British, and you know,
That's
my
interesting.
DNA goes back a long way. It's actually, if I might use a cheesy segue, talking about backgrounds. Greg, you are here because you're at the ICC next weekend, and
Yes.
you are blending African with Gaelic rhythms.
Yes.
Tell us how that's going to work.
Well, it's a project I've always been interested in. My ex-wife is half Irish and half East African, and over COVID I did a DNA test, and I thought I had Jewish roots with African, but lo and behold, it's Celtic. 30% Celtic.
Did it say Celtic or did they say Irish, Scottish, or what?
Yeah, it said Celtic.
It said Celtic. Interesting.
It said Celtic, but I reckon it's Irish because the if you go back to the slave time, the slave enslaved times, the people who really the British hired to
Be the
manhandle
overseers.
the slaves,
Well,
the
yeah,
overseers.
overseers,
Well,
yeah.
usually
We didn't hire
Irish
them,
or
we
Scottish.
transported them.
Yeah, the Irish we use, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because even during the Windrush so-called time, a lot of the people that are around here that are dual heritage, half Irish, half Caribbean, or
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
there's always seems to be a thing with the Irish and African heritage people. I mean, you're half Irish.
Yeah,
I was about to say.
I'm half Irish and half Mauritian.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting because in terms of blending Irish and African music, because it, you know, I mean,
Well, you know
the
the
first
original.
inhabitants of these islands were Africans anyway.
I was about to say.
Let's just get real
Yeah.
about it.
And the
You know?
original Celts.
Yeah.
They say
yeah,
little black
yeah,
people.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, there's a current that goes from North Africa straight to Ireland.
Yeah.
A current. You know, you don't even have to do nothing. Just put a boat and it'll go straight to
Pull
Ireland.
in the sea.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, I mean, rock and roll, the blues, all those things came from a mixture of the Scots-Irish, basically in the Appalachians, with the rhythms that came from Africa. So it's an ages-old combo.
Yeah.
It's weird that it seems kind of strange or new to us because it's been going on forever.
Yeah, I mean, gospel music, soul
Country music. Even country music
yeah.
has its roots
Yeah.
in Irish and Scottish. In fact, there was an amazing series on, like, I think it was BBC 2 or something, like in the 80s, which was all about how the music, Celtic music, travelled from Scotland and Ireland to America and how it became what it became in America.
Yeah.
Really fascinating.
And like I said, I mean, even the gospel music is quite heavily influenced by Irish and Scottish music. I mean, I've done this before. I've played with a band before. We used to do, weddings and corporate gigs where there would be, we'd have a fiddle player or a sax player or a harp player playing the Scottish-Irish melodies, and we'd be playing African rhythms underneath it. So we did.
Do you know the Alpha Blondie version of Wish You Were Here? Where he brings. No. Oh my God, we've played it on Portobello Radio quite a few times. It's absolutely phenomenal, and he brings out a bagpipe player. What? It's an amazing track.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
just from our rehearsals yesterday, you know, because we're mixing a lot of my music and music I wrote with Osibisa, and then some of the old Osibisa stuff, the West African, Ghanaian music. We're mixing it together with the Irish jigs and reels, and it's so amazing. I mean, I heard a song, my song that I co-wrote with Ed Sheeran, The River. I heard that with this, you know, the Irish whistles and the fiddle, and it just sounded so amazing. I'm actually going to go in and re-record my single and put this in it. You know, it's very exotic and it's very amazing. The sound is absolutely amazing. When you mix the African rhythms with these Scottish melodies, you know, it's just so beautiful, you know.
One of the things I love is the borum. Is that how's it pronounced? Yeah. I remember I was with a Scottish guy many years ago, and I did actually get him one made. I found this is in the 80s.
A boron maker?
Yeah, I found one in the 80s. And he actually made it for this guy's birthday as a present. And they're phenomenal, because the guy I was with used to play the accordion. So yeah, it was a really amazing sound.
So we've got several musicians that have from West Africa, from Ghana. We have.
Is that your band, basically?
My band, yeah. Ebenezer Qual, who's going to be playing keyboards and keyboard bass. We've got Gabriel Yaboa, who'll be playing keyboards. We have a drummer named Awillow, and then we have a percussionist named Awala. So we have Awala on the drums and percussion, and we've got Holly Fitz on boron, and we have John and Katz on John. I can't remember John's last name. He's absolutely amazing, though. He's going to kill me. John on pipes and whistle. His wife, Kaz, on saxophone. Claire Hurst, who's played with David Bowie on saxophone. Claude Deppa on trumpet. And we have a young lady by the name of Ali on fiddle.
Wow.
So
you've got two sax players.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I mean, yeah. It sounds amazing. It just sounds absolutely amazing, and it's going to be a special event, and I think it has legs.
When is it?
It's July 18th. At the Irish Cultural Center in Hammersmith Broadway.
Which is Saturday week.
Yep, Saturday week.
Few tickets still available?
Yeah, there's a few tickets available. And I'll be selling some of my CDs and giving some away. I think the first 50 tickets get a free CD.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is not to be sniffed at.
Yeah.
Do we have Greg's Track the River? No, we have played it before. That's the only reason I know you're very you're on social media quite a lot, and I noticed that you flagged up the fact that the LSO is doing a prog rock night at Albert Hall or somewhere, and is going to feature some Osibisa tunes.
Yeah. They're doing a song from the album OCB Rock, and they're doing a song called Comfo, which means high priest, and it's arranged by a chap by the name of Christian. Wait a minute, I can't remember his last name.
Christian.
Yeah, and it's amazing. They're doing songs by Zappa and Yes, and a friend of mine.
The Osric Tentacles.
Huh?
The Osric Tentacles.
Yeah. Van de Gaff Generator. Pete. What is it?
Hamill. He was
Peter Hamill. I actually recorded an album with him when I did a West African album in Bath at Crescent Studios, and he just happened to be there with his.
Is that Peter Gabriel's studio?
Yeah. No. Peter was working out of that studio before he got the real world one. Yeah, and Peter Hamill was there and asked me if I knew Mark King, the bass player. And I
said, level 42.
Yeah. I said, hey man, why would you want Mark? Here, check this out. And I played some riffs on the bass. So he said, well, come back next week and play on my album. So I did a track on his album. Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Oh. Danielle, you look like you wanted to ask a question.
Oh no, I just wanted to mention, the Sinn Féin MP Thomas Gold recently went viral in Jamaica because his native Cork accent, a lot of people were saying, sounds exactly like a Jamaican accent. So I just wanted to highlight, because we were talking about the cross-cultural similarities. and the Black and the Irish communities kind of engaging together. So I just wondered if anyone had seen Thomas's video.
No.
I've seen it, and I sent him a message and he responded.
And it does sound cool. Does it sound Jamaican, his accent?
I can see the similarities, but I think
If you live in Cork, but maybe not if you live in Kingston or London.
Yeah, maybe not everyone would think that, but I can see why some people would think that. But he became a bit of a celeb, basically, on social media for having synergy with the Caribbean.
Did you know 25% of Jamaicans have a bit of Jamaican DNA in their ancestry?
You mean Irish DNA?
I meant Irish DNA.
Yeah.
Yes, well done.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
And Scottish. I mean, I have a great, I think maybe another great grandfather was Scottish from Dumfries, who went to Trinidad in the 1800s.
Was Bob Marley? Didn't Bob Marley have
Oh yeah,
some
his
Scottish?
father. Yeah, his father was Scottish. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
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 And our own Charlie Phillips, of course, has a lot of Irish heritage and was
Yeah, I
born,
think he's got a grandfather or something.
He was born in Clonmel, Jamaica.
Where's
Clonmel is a town in Ireland. Has a great race course.
Oh, okay.
So
Did we
mash
find
up
it,
from
Greg?
Mangrove.
Mash up as well.
Clive Phillips.
No, Charlie Phillips.
Oh, Charlie Phillips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Charlie. He's
Yeah.
very proud of his Irish roots, actually. Yeah.
No, he was on this show.
What's going on in the back of the
Well,
studio
we're
there?
trying to
Sorry,
find
what's
the
going
river.
on?
Is the river on Spotify?
It's on Spotify. If you look up the River remix, Greg Coffee Brown, it's on Spotify.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it, Gregsy?
No,
Okay.
you're the one who's
Okay.
you're getting a glimpse behind the curtain, people. This is the way we roll here at the Muse Gallery. We're going to need another topic, Greg, because they're still finding the tune. What else have you been up to? I mean, you're quite busy, man.
Well, Sunday I'm playing the North End Road Summer Festival.
Oh, brilliant!
I'm playing. I'm playing with Phil Ramacon, who's an amazing musician who's recorded with Bob Marley, and he's done so much. He's got such a pedigree. I think he's won 2 Grammys. He's playing keyboards and singing, and I'm singing, and we'll be doing reggae, ska, and some Afrobeat.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and that's Sunday
in North End
Road, and that's a free gig.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Brilliant.
come on.
Yeah, that's my neck of the woods. Though I never went there because there were too many skinheads in Fulham Broadway, so you couldn't get across.
Yeah.
Greg, thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you.
Thanks for having me.
You're all full of great stuff on social media. How do people follow you?
Oh, yeah, I'm Greg Coffee Brown on Facebook, on Instagram, and TikTok. Yeah.
Perfect. The set.
That's you.
No underscores.
Yeah. No.
Danielle, thank you so much.
Actually, what about you? How do people get hold of you if they want some
Well, I was
news?
about to ask.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
if they want some news.
Yeah.
Okay, so on X and on Instagram, they can follow me at Danielle O'Moore, which is spelled DANIELLEAUMORD. Those are my main 2 platforms.
Fair
Excellent.
enough.
Thank
And
you both.
Belated apologies for getting your name wrong at the beginning.
Don't worry about it. A lot of people struggle with the
I had to ask. I
pronunciation.
wasn't going to be able to get it right.
Thank you, Isis.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having me.
We await the extraordinary Nick Corson, who's coming up to tell us all about what he's going to be doing at TT54. He's coming out from Cornwall. Whether he'll get here, who knows?
And now we've got the remix by Greg Coffee Brown, The River.
Co-written with Ed Sheeran.
Epi na woko Matumi abisa wo wasi Epi na woko Matumi abisa wo wasi Lord, I'm worried, Lord, I'm scared I have made mistakes, you know I will put my troubles behind me Come and wash away my soul Come and meet me down by the river where the water go red and gold. Meet me down by the river. Come and wash and bring your soul. Happy living now, Matumi happy sawo asi. Happy living now, Matumi happy sawo asi. Just follow your pride when you cannot turn away. There's something inside what a man cannot face today. Come and meet me down by the river. Say why, where the water go red and gold. Rob it, you want. Meet me down by the river. Come and wash and bring your soul. Yeah, that's for me. Happy living now, woko. Matumi happy sawo asi. Happy living now, woko. Matumi happy sawo asi. Just follow your pride when you cannot turn away. There's something inside what a man cannot face today. Come and meet me down by the river. Say why, where the water go red and gold. Rob it, meet me down by the river. Come and wash and bring your soul. Happy living now, woko. Matumi happy sawo asi. Happy living now, woko. Matumi happy sawo asi. Lord, I'm worried. Lord, I'm scared. I have made mistakes, you know. I will put my troubles behind me. Come and wash away my soul. Come and meet me down by the river. Say why, where the water go red and gold. Rob it, meet me down by the river. Come and wash and bring your soul. Happy living now, woko. Say why, Matumi happy sawo asi. Rob it, happy living now, woko. Matumi happy sawo asi.
So that is the remix of The River.
Yeah, and that is by Greg Kofi Brown, who's played the ICC, the Irish Cultural Centre, on the 18th of July. Sounds like it's going to be an absolute...
But he's got the other gig as well coming up, the freebie.
Well, tomorrow, on Sunday, he's got the North End Road Festival. And even though we are doing the Trellick Festival, we will also tell you that Nottingdale's twin eco-neighbourhood, the Somerstown, has got the Somerstown Annual Carnival tomorrow at 11 in Charlton Street, outside the Cock Pub, which is where we stopped the bus the other day when we were doing a trip up there. So we're waiting for Nick. Isis, you've got to go. Have you got any things, bees in your bonnet you want to say before you go?
No, just tomorrow I should be. My show got cancelled last week due to unforeseen circumstances, so I'm going to be playing the show I should have played last week, because last week, of course, was the 4th of July. So I was doing an alternative show on for Ferrety Radio as the Eclectic Goddess, and I was doing a celebration of George Padmore and Kwame Ture, because they were born on the 28th and 29th of June. So and they're both Pan-Africanists, both from Trinidad. And I thought, let me play some Pan-Africanist music that would be inspired by their kind of philosophies instead of Independence Day in America. And so I'll be doing it this week instead. Can't waste a good playlist, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. In the sort of culture of this particular show, who are we going to blame for you missing your show last week? Unforeseen circumstances.
I always blame the men who run the station.
Right, there you go. There you go. No.
If I was late and didn't turn up, it's the men who ran the station, obviously.
Absolutely.
Obviously, always blame the men. So if you want a little
always
break,
blame someone.
Tune in 2 to 4.
Yeah, we are
Speak
desperately
your truth
looking for some women who could take over our positions, because we know how useless we are, don't we, Greg?
Us blokes, yeah.
That is what it is.
I thought you were going to defend us.
So
wishful thinking, Greg.
Yeah, isn't it?
Tomorrow we will be at the 5th iteration of the Trellick Tower Festival.
It's gonna be brilliant.
started in, I can't quite work out, I think it was 2022.
Ooh, oh yeah.
Because that
It
was
was
the 50th
50 years old, yeah.
50th birthday of Trellick Tower.
Yeah.
It's gone on for 5 years. This year has been put together against a kind of crashing deficit in the amount of money that is available in the grants world. However,
We
I
have
to
on the
say,
shoestring budget managed to pull something
led by
something
Keith
out, yeah.
Benton, we have put a show together. There have been 5 days of fantastic films. Finally, people are beginning to realise that to get to the Trellick Tower Festival event, you have to go to the roundabout. Some people call it the Kelso roundabout. But it's the roundabout where Elkstone meets Goldbourne, and there's a ramp. There are some comms matters, there's a few posters outside.
Yeah.
You go down the ramp to the basketball court. That's where the screen has been. Tonight, if you're listening live, Friday, 7 p.m, we've got Rubble Kings, which is a documentary about the gangs in New York in the 70s, followed at 8 by the Warriors. So come out and play.
And I have to say, The Warriors is one of my all-time favourite films.
No.
And
absolutely love it.
And it finishes.
Warriors!
It finishes before the football.
Warriors!
But of course, you won't be able to go and watch the football on the Portobello beach because it's all
Closed
screened
down,
off with that blue and white tape.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, we have. It's kind of a village fete for North Kensington. So we'll be on the beach. We've got vinyl DJs.
Yeah, man.
We've got a break battle.
Yeah, man.
Which is going to be led by Zakia, Debs, PJ and Greg. We've got a graph battle. I've got a decibel monitor to decide who's won.
Yeah.
We've got Nick Corson making rockets. We've got rooftop tours.
Okay.
We have got Imperial College coming down with a workshop.
Okay.
We have got we've got Islamic calligraphy. We've got a drum circle. We've got drum workshops all day. So when the drum circle starts, you'll be able to join in.
Amazing.
It's all happening down there.
Okay.
And it starts at 12. To be honest, 2 o'clock is when it'll really start to kick off. And who've got DJ? We've got Brazil 1982 is DJing.
This is down at the Trellick Fest. Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow. Sorry, did I not mention we had DJs down there?
Yeah, no, you certainly did.
We've got DJs down there. We are going to be up from 12. I have been manhandling the Rap Attack sound system in this boiling heat.
Nice.
From Freston and the Yard to Trellick.
Nice.
It's definitely the heaviest sound system.
Yeah.
In terms of kilograms we've ever worked with.
Ouch.
And it's going to be good. So, yeah, we've got Brazil 1982. We've got Ras Tavares, who is the guy who's going to run the drum circle, playing with Jar Kirk.
Lovely.
We have got Gary, Dirty White DJ from the Rotten Hill Gang. Just put his last week's mix up. He's going to be playing all vinyl. 3:30, we've got Old Time Soca, as Debs told us, for the break battle.
Lovely.
4:45, the graph competition comes to a climax.
When you say graph, this is the graffiti. Okay, and what about the breakdancing competition, or is that not happening?
No, that's why I said break battle at 4.
Ah, okay, got you. All right, cool.
Thanks for clearing that up, though.
Yeah, I needed clarity. At any rate, I don't know if anybody else did.
5 o'clock, we've got Nick Manasseh.
Yeah.
He's playing for an hour. At 6 o'clock, it is the drum circle, and we're hoping that will go in to the early evening and prove a fitting finale
to our urban get-together. It's going to be good fun. Really, really good fun. And a mighty sound system, man. It's going to be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So
get on board is all we've got to say.
Get on board, yeah, man. If you're coming down Elkstone Road towards Goulburn Road, then it is the right-hander just before the roundabout. And if you're coming down the Goulburn Road and doing a right into Elkstone Road, then immediately turn a left after you've done the little roundabout.
And I can't remember what the game is tonight. It must be Spain-Belgium.
Is it? Okay,
So
and this will be Friday night.
Yeah. Where is the... Is there a Spain roadblock around here? I mean,
know,
the
apart from across the road.
Portuguese are obviously congregating the Sporting.
The Sporting, indeed, yeah.
I mean, maybe over the road. So Galicia closed down 100 years ago, and Ed Sheeran put
loads of money into it.
Blazing Blossoms or whatever it's called.
Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to have another track, and I'm afraid this is another kind of, it's not 100% kosher, but this is Pushing On. And Jimmy Jules was Swiss.
Ah, okay.
Or is Swiss.
All right, yeah, this
and
is tenuous, I like it.
He collabed with Oliver Dollar.
Brilliant.
We welcome you to come and support Committing Arts' grassroots-led Kensington and Chelsea Poetry Fringe at a special fundraiser this Thursday, the 16th of July, 7 p.m. at Kensington Central Library's Lecture Theatre. Enjoy an inspiring evening of bilingual poetry, live music and dance, celebrating local, multilingual and intergenerational community voices. Hosted by and featuring West London's very own Princess Emmanuel, aka Empress One Egypt. Also featuring poets from this year's Poetry Trail reciting poetry on the theme of peace. Committing Arts' poets and musicians backed by the Natural Progression Band. Also we have celebrities such as the wonderful Susie Powell from MTV, an award-winning author for the art of creativity. Tesco's very own Michael Jackson and Shahda Karain, as well as a lovely pas de deux by the Portobello Dance and Performing Arts School. There'll be a raffle on the night, which will include 2 tickets for the Lost Estates Chat Noir up for grabs, Zita Holborn's painting, Shahda Karain's Hope poetry book, and the Poetry for Grenfell book, and much more. The fundraiser is an opportunity for you to pledge your support towards sustaining the longevity of our annual grassroots-led Kensington and Chelsea Poetry Fringe. Don't forget, this Thursday, the 16th of July, 7 till 9 p.m. at the Kensington Central Library. You can purchase your tickets from tinyurl.com/capital K and capital C, capital P, Poetry, capital F, Fringe, capital F, Fundraiser 26. All capitalization for the start of the words except for the and. tinyurl.com/K and C Poetry Fringe Fundraiser 26. Also, you could just go straight to our website, kamittenarts.com. KAMITAN arts.com.
Yeah, that was Princess Amenwala, and it's an example. No one from that event could actually come in and talk to us today, so they sent in a voice message.
Yeah, there you go. Clever.
To 07855 002 955. If you've got something to say, you can't get hold of us, send us a voice message, promote your event, product, campaign, and we'll play it on air, as long as it's not hypocritical or racist.
Fair dinks.
Gregsy, we haven't had we got Nick Corson here, he's just setting up his cameras. We're going to talk to him in a moment. But we have got a new What's On section starting next week.
Wicked, absolutely wicked. Yeah, our recent collab with the most amazing GetOut.directory website and indeed the wonderful Get Out app. We are now part of fully fledged and indeed the founder come creator of the Get Out app directory, GetOut.directory, is going to be coming down here. We interviewed him a few weeks ago.
We did.
Yeah, and he's great, absolutely brilliant. Loic. And he's going to come back in on a regular basis and just give us a quick 5 minutes of what's going on in and around North Kensington area.
So get the Get Out app if you are a promoter, put your stuff on there, and then Loic will be in here telling us all about it.
Yeah, man.
We're going to go to Nick in a minute. We haven't played anything from Holland. I know they've been knocked out. This is the song that the Dutch fans love. I mean, I can't explain it.
Sensation Weiland Anthem. Maar dan net even anders. Los met de stolmolkens. Klappen met die handjes. Oh, dat wordt weer een zooi. Even opletten nou. Welkom in de feesttent. Doe maar lekker maf. Het is jammer van de zolder, maar het dak dat gaat eraf. Hakkenbeuken springen, de hut gaat uit zijn bol. Allemaal van links naar rechts, de tent die wordt gemold. Allemaal van links naar rechts, de tent die wordt gemold. Allemaal van links naar rechts, de tent die wordt gemold. Naar links. Naar rechts. Nog een keer. Naar links. Naar rechts. Gezellig, blijf de glazen vullen met nog meer alcohol. We zijn niet meer te houden, gooi de bankjes enkel vol. Zitten hangen liggen, zo zijn we niet getrouwd. Allemaal van links naar rechts, de tent die wordt verbouwd. Wat zei het? Allemaal van links naar rechts, de tent die wordt verbouwd. Ja. Allemaal van links naar rechts, de tent die wordt verbouwd.
Yeah, that is what Dutch football fans like. There's amazing footage of them. What's that thing they do at Carnival? Where you dance along and everyone shuffles to the right and then shuffles.
Dum, dum, dum.
That's the exact dance they do all dressed in
I
orange.
wish I can remember what that tune was called. I love that tune.
Fabulous.
Brilliant.
I was actually
Brilliant.
once in a house in Dalston Lane as the Hackney Carnival came by. It now doesn't kind of get out in the streets as much.
Yeah.
And it was quite a scene with the left right thing.
Aren't they wonderful? Wonderful. They were. Yeah. We could talk about that one for a long time.
Anyway, that is Holland. I could have played Kruder and Dorfmeister Dutch. Do you think, or Belgian?
They're definitely
German.
Benny Luxy kind of lot, aren't they? Yeah.
Luxembourgeois.
Oh, you know that. But the Dutch have always been quite keen on incredibly nosebleed techno. They have a rare talent in selecting the most.
Great. The crazy science guy is here.
Him.
He had.
Talking about me?
Yeah, we're talking about you.
S for Science and Steam Co. is only one. That's only a little bit of it, mate.
You're joining us tomorrow. Are you? Well, he's directing while he's talking. You are joining us tomorrow at Trellick. You've been with us before. You are Steam Co. You represent Steam Co. In elevator pitch, what is Steam Co?
Well, Steam Co is a non-profit I started with the community at my son's primary school around the corner in Paddington, St Saviour's. It's a project to help connect our kids with their art and communities with schools by running creativity days. And for the last 15 years actually, so it's very special this year. For the last 15 years, we've been running days there. And then I left and went on my travels, and I run creativity days all over the country, schools and communities, fetes and festivals, 12 festivals last year, probably 100 schools last year, so yeah.
You're a crazy roadshow, aren't you? You've got your mobile home, and you
Starship,
you didn't embezzle it, and you've got a trailer behind. And you do, I mean, you go to Sunderland. In fact, one of your big successes was with a young fella from Sunderland, is that right? Or?
That's right, yeah. Did some work with Dominic Wilcox back in the day from Sunderland, but Newcastle, Cornwall, just done a lot of work in Cornwall. Just built a 11-foot tall cardboard robot called Our Man Engine, which was inspired by a thing that was built 10 years prior to that, which was 11 metres tall, which was a big mechanical robot. And yes, we built that in Penzance a couple of weeks ago for their festival. I said that the Maisie Day Carnival was kind of like Notting Hill Carnival with more mushrooms.
Is that St Jude?
You missed the punchline there.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to take that again. So I told the people in Penzance that Maisie Day in Penzance was a bit like Notting Hill Carnival, but with more mushrooms. Boom, boom. Move on, Piers.
Yeah. I think we should. Tomorrow, 11th of July, Saturday, you enter down the ramp on the Elkstone Road, Colborne Road roundabout. You will be setting up on the basketball court, newly tarmacked. So I have to say, the chairs in this heat, the chairs from the cinema have been
sinking in the tarmac
into the new tarmac.
Oh no!
The tarmac was only laid for the street cage football championships 2 weeks ago, and you're supposed to leave it for 6 weeks before anyone goes on it. Don't know how that works with roads.
Well, it's a good job. I won't actually be driving in, Piers. I'm actually going to be flying in my Starship, Starship 22. We'll be flying. I've got a video to prove it. Starship flying across West London and landing in front of Trellick Tower.
What, not unlike Steve McQueen taking the helicopter towards Grenfell?
Yeah, there you go. Actually,
that's hot for you, mate.
Yeah, there we go. So all great minds, all creative minds think alike. So yeah, we're going to be unleashing all sorts of creativity to celebrate 15 years of Steam Co in the Hood. A reunion for everybody from St Saviour's, everybody across West London, with the Rocket Kids on Planet Disco Pop-Up. Which consists of all sorts of crazy creative stuff. We're going to be designing and printing our own T-shirts to declare our art, our creativity. Art being what it is that connects us to other people, that might help us make some money, make some friends, make the world a better place. That's what I talk to kids about. Your art could be painting, photography, cooking, coding, dance, design, DJing, robots, rockets, racing cars, whatever. So, yep, design and print yourself a T-shirt. Make and fire a paper rocket to show how high you're going to aim with your creativity. We're unleashing a creative campaign this summer. The Prime Minister, I think he's still the Prime Minister, announced the other week that he wants to ban social media for kids. And there was one child on the news who said, "What are you going to do?" She said, "I'm going to stare at a wall." Well, I thought we can do better than that. So basically, we're launching a campaign to get our kids off their screens and on the tools, creating with cardboard. We've got these little tool sets, so we're going to be showing kids how to do that tomorrow. And we're also going to be launching a dynamite rocket at 3 p.m. I think we'll do that at 3 p.m. because it's a bit of a slow start, isn't it, West London, really?
Yeah.
And then
if you ask them for 12, they might get there by 3.
And there you go. And you've got a great big video screen, so we're going to see if we can plug our kit into that, get a green screen up, and let everybody dance on the green screen as if they're in space. So beat that. It's not a bad little pop-up. Rocket Kids on Planet Disco.
Boys and girls, it is incredible. We did, during lockdown, we did a carnival at the Yard in Stable Way. You turned up with your green screen and a couple of videos you filmed off the 7 bus or something, and we had guys, it was like having carnival because you'd put us on the big
the live
screen.
stream we did. Yeah, we live streamed Carnival, didn't we, during lockdown? That was mad.
And
So-
Denny, who's outside, managed to almost get us closed down by rowing with the cops. But that's another story.
That is another story.
Well, that wasn't a good arguing with the cops in lockdown, was it?
It made for some great pictures on social media, though. I loved it.
Steamco, when you started Steamco, no one knew what STEAM meant. But of course, what it is the acronym Science, Technology, Engineering and...
Art and Maths.
No, and Maths.
Art
and you
and
put art in the middle
Well,
of
I
it
can't
to
pretend
turn
we-
STEM into STEAM.
I've got to be very careful. I can't pretend I did that because there's a lady in America who claims she did, and she sent me lots of cease and desist letters, which is optimistic on her part. I told her where to go and got her struck off LinkedIn for harassing me. She's a lovely lady, but yeah,
struck off LinkedIn.
Well,
I've never heard of that.
I blocked her on LinkedIn if that's the thing. But no, it's very exciting. And there's another thing that's really intrigued me in the last year or so travelling around. I've been to a lot of open mics in pubs. And I know Mickey does one here in West London, and it's really struck me what a great opportunity that is, a platform for people's creativity. And I've been working with the Lakefest people. Last year we reincarnated the KLF in cardboard. This year they've given us a big top and a stage and a microphone, and we're going to have an art open mic. So anybody who wants to come from West London, who wants to sing, perform, dance, sing, talk about their work, read a poem, we've got a stage for them. We've actually got free tickets as well for anybody who wants to come to that festival. That's the 6th to the 10th of August in Eastnor Castle in Ledbury. Free tickets for anybody who wants to come in the cars. We've got discount for people who just want to come and be punters. Let's take West London to the country. Beautiful setting, where the Big Chill used to be. I don't know if you ever got to that in your travels.
No, I didn't.
You didn't, but yeah, it was a great festival, great site. So yeah, hashtag Our Art Camp if you want to come to that.
Dilly, turn it off. Turn it off. Sorry, we got a madman outside.
He's just been ticked off by the old Bill for playing the music too loud as well.
Does
The
he?
minute they go, he does it right up again. He's so
He's not
naughty.
realised we're trying to do a radio show.
No, he does it as
He
well.
knows exactly. He used to be our studio manager. I think he probably still tells people he is.
Yes, probably. But anyway, yes, that's all part of it.
Nick, you do fabulous work. And are you on drugs? Where do you get your energy from?
I'm not on drugs, no, now you ask. I've actually been drinking alcohol-free beer all week, actually, on a little campsite out in the sticks.
Blimey.
No, it's just a natural passion for what I do, and that's why I say when you find your art, when you find your purpose, when you find what Sir Ken Robinson used to call your element, you don't work a day in your life. You just love it, and you just pour your energy into it. And I was chatting to a chap down in Cornwall who just cuts grass all the time. Stan is in his 80s. I said, Stan, you want to be careful at your age doing this. He said, I'm going to die in the harness.
Oh.
And I don't know if you know that phrase, but it's from the old pit ponies. When the pit ponies would die, they'd unhitch it, put another one in, and off they'd go again.
Wow.
And he doesn't want to die dribbling in a care home.
Amazing,
and maybe I'll die sort of doing a backward somersault in a school assembly hall. I don't know one day.
Who
but
knows?
Hey, it's not there are worse ways to go. Let's not worry about that just yet.
Talking of art, 3 pictures have just turned up unannounced here at
I
the
have no
Muse.
idea what's going on there. It's all quite random. What have you brought with you, Nick?
Nick, hopefully people will come down. The good news is this year people are beginning to realise there is an amazing, it's kind of a village fete down there in a kind of North Kent kind of way. And so we look forward to seeing you there. If people can't get down tomorrow, how do they follow you? How do they find out if you're coming to their school? Or
yeah, look for Steamco, look for hashtag Our Creativity Revolution. Tomorrow's going to be great. Our Rocket Kids on Planet Disco, 4 activities: making rockets, designing printed t-shirts, cardboard engineering, green screen dancing, dynamite rocket launch at 3 o'clock, celebrating 15 years of Steamco, born and bred here in West London, now across the world. And yeah, and if you can come to our festival, hashtag Our Art Camp, that would be absolutely fantastic. But what really sold it for me actually was that you had The Warriors being screened tonight under Trellick, which I remember going to see when I was a kid in the 70s.
Of course.
Very, very cool film. That for me is a 70s disco, brilliant vibe. So for me, I see hashtag Trellick 54. I also see hashtag Studio 54. Let's have it, West London. We've got DJs. We've got Nick Reach Up from Nick from Reach Up Disco Wonderland. He's coming down to DJ. We've got Neville from 40 Something Disco
from
coming
Portobello
down.
Radio.
I've got Ashley, one of our old school DJ disco dads, coming down. So I've got 2 more slots. If anybody wants to come and do a disco set on Planet Disco tomorrow afternoon, then just rock up with a USB. We've got all the gear, but no idea.
I might bring mine. Thank you, Nick. Steamco, a ball of fire, a ball of energy.
Always.
we're about to go. We better tell you what's on tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
We told you about the DJs at Trellick.
Yes,
if
indeed.
you are stuck somewhere that you can't come down, we do have loads going on for you.
On the live stream, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At midday, the show repeats.
It does.
If you want to wait till Sunday, it's not till 8 a.m. It starts at 8 a.m. So
Yeah.
I don't know, you might want to listen tomorrow.
Yeah, Saturday, midday, Sunday, 8 a.m. This show repeats itself.
And then we got DJs. We got Mick G, Mick Robinson from the White Bear.
Yeah.
Monty Platters,
Lovely.
he's on it too.
Lovely.
Charlie Forbes, our longest running DJ.
Yay.
The Medicine Show, Everything Blues Infused at 3.
At 3
At
p.m.
4, we are replaying, because it's carnival kind of weather, we're replaying a Dave Hucker.
Love Dave Hucker.
Tropical mix.
Yes, absolutely. King of the Latin beats around here.
Yeah, Liam
You know
Tuke
that.
at 5.
Liam Tuke at 5.
6 o'clock, we've got our replacement. We've got DJ for Blues. She's a homegrown DJ. She is now playing house because she's in the old Minisep.
Yeah.
7, we got our bulletin from New York.
Yay,
Jez
Jez
Harkin.
Harkin, sending
At
it across
8,
the Atlantic.
Chris
Wicked.
Sullivan, our partner in crime,
absolutely.
is delivering a One Nation Under the Grove.
One Nation Under the Grove, indeed.
At 9
Directly
o'clock-
from Copenhagen as well.
At
so.
9 o'clock, we have our reggae from Jordan and Mecca.
Yeah, man. Amazing.
Then it's a big day also on Sunday. At 8 a.m. we got this show again. At 10 a.m. we got Wild Women, Isis and Amber putting the world to rights. At midday we have Shay, Mary Doyle, funnily enough, also
With
talking to Greg Kofi Brown.
Yeah,
and
man.
at 2 o'clock the DJs run all over again.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
It's been fun.
We are desperate to get you down there tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Nick Manasseh is on at 5 and he produced this with
brilliant.
Alexia Cody, who used to be in the Rotten Hill gang, and Gary from Rotten Hill is down at 3. So
it's all in the house, all in the house. I love it, absolutely love it. See you there, Trellick 54, the base of Trellick Tower, Saturday the 11th, is it?
I love Portobello Radio.
Gone are the days I share my world with you. I'm taking back my life. Promises you made to me sadly were all untrue. No more wasting precious time.
radio, 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 radio.
Portobello Radio.
Ladbroke Road's finest.
Big Sainsbury's. I mean, the thing that personally I can't believe, and I think most of the people I know, are they really thinking of to almost get us closed down by rowing with the cops? Well, that's another story.
That is another story.
Well, that wasn't a
thoroughly investigated. I mean, what I will just say about